Welcome back to Anxiety Makes Me Poop. This is me on camera. Talk about anxiety makes me poop. Anyways, hi. Thanks for watching, listening, whatever. When motivation starts feeling like judgment, there's a very specific kind of post that I want to talk about. It shows up online a lot now. It's totally fine too. Maybe you're scrolling, not thinking about anything in particular, and then you see it. Someone wakes up at 4 in the morning. They have their gym bag, their pre-workouts shaking, right? They're like, talking about heavy lifts, sweating, cold plunges. They ran 5 million miles. I used to post those all the time. But maybe their caption says, while you were sleeping, I was getting ahead. Or some people make excuses, but people like me make progress. And you just pause for a second because you're so proud of the way that they look and what they're doing, right? They're consistent. They look amazing. But maybe you're not quite impressed or inspired as you should be because something about it lands a little differently than intended. Okay, and I think that reaction is worth chatting about because I just saw it yesterday and I was like, I want to talk about this. It didn't bother me. I just want to talk about it because on the surface, this is motivational content. It really is. But emotionally, it can sometimes feel like something else entirely. I want to talk about the invisible scoreboard in fitness culture. Okay, so, or any culture really, right? But we're going to talk about fitness because I've been there. Its content is one of the clearest examples of how social media quietly turns life into a competition. Not officially. Nobody signs up for this. It happens anyways, though. Okay? Who's more disciplined? Who ran more miles? Who's leaner? Who's more consistent? Who woke up earlier? Who wants it more, right? You know, you woke up at 4. Well, guess what? They woke up at 3:30. And then the captions say, while you were sleeping, I was training. While you were relaxing, I was building. Cool. Good for you. I'm proud of you. I used to post all the time about my running. 15 miles here, 10 miles there, all this kind of stuff. Even if it's meant to be motivating, it still introduces a comparison frame. And that moment that it happens, something subtle changes. You're no longer just watching someone work out. You're being placed next to them in a race you didn't agree to run, okay? Why fitness content, or any content that you want to refer this to, hits the brain so hard? There's a reason that this specific type of content is so emotionally sticky, okay? Fitness is already tied to identity. It's not just about exercise, it's about discipline, self-control, attractiveness sometimes, health, just being better, being that better version of themselves. So when you see someone presenting extreme discipline, your brain doesn't just register it as information, it translates it into ranking signals. Like, am I disciplined enough? Wait, am I behind? Should I be doing more? I do it. I naturally do that. I see someone else running 20 miles. I'm like, oh, I should really be doing that. Even if you weren't even thinking about your body 5 seconds ago, now you are, right? You're scrolling through it, you see it, and you're like, okay. That's the power and the pressure of this kind of content. And this is why I wanted to touch on it. Let's talk about the motivation flex effect. There's a specific style of posting that's become really common, and we'll call it motivational flex, okay? It's not just, here's my workout and here's what I did. Simple motivation, right? It's, here's my workout and here's what it says about me compared to you or to others. It turns discipline into contrast, draws that line. And again, this doesn't always come from arrogance, I promise, it doesn't. A lot of the time it comes from genuine pride or trying to inspire others. So I get it, I'm not saying anything bad about it. But structure of the post matters because inspiration can quietly become evaluation depending on how it's framed. And people feel that difference instantly. They feel it, even if they can't explain why. Maybe they all of a sudden they get up and they're like, well, I better go for a walk. I better go for a run, even if they're not feeling like it. Because you have rest days. Why can it be annoying sometimes? This is the part people usually struggle to articulate, okay? They'll say, I don't know why this post bothers me. That happened to me yesterday. Why does this post bother me? This woman is in fantastic shape. Psychologically, there are a few common reasons, okay? One is perceived judgment. I ran miles yesterday. Even if nobody is directly criticizing, the comparison is implied. She worked out harder than me, but I worked out too. Implied comparison still triggers a response. It's another lack of consent, right? You didn't choose to enter a motivational competition today. You were just scrolling, you saw it, you read the caption, you went, F you. No. Suddenly your life is being measured against a 4 a.m. gym routine. I ran 5 miles yesterday. I saw this post and I was like, oh, maybe I should go lift some weights. And then I felt off. It's a mismatch that can feel intrusive. Not dramatic, right? You're just off. We're not dramatic about it, okay? If you don't work out, you don't work out. It's fine, right? The body response, nobody talks about, okay? You ready? This is where it gets interesting. Social comparison isn't just mental, it's physical. When people feel subtly judged or ranked, the body can react with stress responses. It's not a panic way, not like the anxiety we've talked about before. I don't feel. It might be for you, but not for me. So I'm just speaking on what I know. It's more like tension, bringing up those shoulders, clenching the jaw, restlessness, irritability, discomfort. Oh, they worked out harder than me. They ran 10 miles. I only ran 5. Sometimes even digestion. Right? Anxiety makes me poop. It's linked from the brain to the stomach. So when someone says that the post makes me feel weird for no reason, there's often a very real reason behind it. Your body is responding to social evaluation cues. Even if your mind is saying, it's just a gym video, it's just a gym post. They are very proud of what they're doing. The irony, though, it's motivating, but it can still be uncomfortable based on the caption. And here's where it gets complicated. They do inspire people. These are inspirational people that have thousands of followers. They push some people to train harder, wake up earlier, be more consistent. They do. They're not bad content. But inspiration and pressure can exist at the same time, and that's okay. I'm not saying one or the other is bad. For one person, that's exactly what I needed today. I'm going to go out and run 5 more miles. For another, I feel so behind just watching this. I am a disappointment. Same video or same post, different internal experience. Neither reaction is wrong, and neither reaction from the person posting or doing the video is wrong either. Why people post this? Why do they? It's easy to critique the format. I'm not doing that. But it helps to understand why it exists. Here's a few reasons. First, they're storytellers. They're amazing. I'm a terrible storyteller. While you were, it's just a strong narrative hook. It creates contrast and tension, which keeps the attention, right? While you were, got my attention. Then the identity building. People aren't just sharing workouts. They're signaling to you that they're disciplined, they're consistent, they're not average. They did 10 miles. They lifted a whole bunch of weights. They spent all day working out. And another one is algorithm incentives. Let's be honest. Emotional contrast tends to perform better. Neutral posts don't travel very far, right? So over time, the platform shapes tone as much as creators do. Okay? So we're going to talk about uncomfortable truth. We all do comparison math. Hate it. Even if we don't post it, we think it. We see someone training and think, I should be doing more, or at least I'm more consistent than I used to be. Or I'm nowhere near that level. Okay? The difference is whether it stays internal or it becomes content. Don't let that happen. Okay? Social media externalizes something humans already do naturally. It doesn't create comparison. It amplifies it. Okay? The healthier way to think about it, if you are the person that think about it. If you're motivated, great, don't worry about it. Like, I read content. I read their captions, and this one got me yesterday. The goal isn't to stop being inspired. It's not to reject disciplined content. It's just to notice the shift when it happens. Because there's a difference between this inspires me to take care of myself and this makes me feel like I'm behind in life. You're not behind in life, okay? You're not behind in life. One expands you. The other compresses you. Don't let it compress you. The same video can do either, depending on your state of mind that day. I must have been off yesterday, right? Because usually I love her posts, usually. That matters more than the content itself, okay? Let it inspire you. Here's a closing thought. A 4:30 a.m. workout isn't automatically meaningful just because it's hard. And resting isn't automatically less than because it's quiet. We all need rest days. Social media has a way of turning both into symbols. And symbols are where comparison sneak in. So maybe the real skill isn't avoiding motivational content, because they're fabulous. They look great. You know, they're ready to motivate you. It's noticing when motivation starts turning into measurement. Because the goal of fitness, or anything that you're thinking of right now, at least the healthy version of it, should be there to build your life up, not turn it into a scoreboard you already started losing in your head. Thanks for listening. Don't worry about those captions. Get out there and do what you do best. Talk to you next time.